Have you ever tried baking a pound cake only to be left with a not so moist result, blaming it on butter and sugar creaming struggles or fears of overmixing? Let me guide you through the easy steps to perfecting your pound cake in this video. Start by sifting your dry ingredients, that is your flour, baking powder and salt. This ensures there is an even mixing of all the ingredients. The trick of adding a little baking powder to your old-fashioned pound cake recipe would ensure that your cake would rise well, giving you consistent results every single time. Put this to a side and let us start with creaming the butter and sugar, for which make sure that the butter is soft. When you press it with your index finger, it should slide through the butter. So not too hard, not too soft, that is the aim. This way, it would mix well with sugar. Now, talking about sugar, use caster sugar so that it would dissolve quickly into the butter. The next point is to beat the butter and sugar really well until the butter is pale in color and the sugar is dissolved too. This would take around 10 to 13 minutes using a hand beater depending upon how soft your butter was to begin with. What this step does is it creates air pockets which make space for the eggs to settle in that we would be adding next, ensuring that the final outcome is a dense cake with a lighter texture. Always remember to pause and scrape your bowl every now and then so that there is even mixing. Time to add the eggs. The point is to add it a little at a time. Do not add all the eggs all at once or else the cake would become heavy. Add a little at a time and ensure that it is completely mixed before adding the next set of eggs. Remember to scrape the bowl before each addition. Now this goes without saying, especially in this pound cake batter. Next in goes the vanilla extract. A good quality one ensures that the cake doesn't smell eggy once baked. With the final addition of eggs, just add a tablespoon of dry ingredients. This is done to avoid curdling of the batter. Now that the basics are ready, it is time to bring the batter together. Start by adding your dry ingredients. Add 1/3 of it and give a quick mix. When you still see some bits of flour remaining, add half of the weighed out milk. Mix that through and repeat the steps until there is nothing left. And that's it, your cake batter is ready to be baked. So pour it in a prepared cake pan of 9 by 5 inches. This is a loaf pan. By prepared cake pan, I mean the one that is oiled and lined with parchment paper. You can very well use a round or square tin as well. You can also bake this in a bundt pan, for which refer our blueberry and lemon pound cake recipe. Smoothen the top and bake it in a preheated oven of 175 degrees Celsius for 45 to 50 minutes or until a skewer inserted in the center comes out clean. By the way, this top is the result of a viral hack that I tried for loaf cake pans and clearly it failed. We'll share the details about it in the reel, so do consider subscribing so that you do not miss out on it. As for now, let us dress this up with some cream cheese glaze, the recipe for which is coming up next, and garnish with some toasted pecans. This combination of cake, glaze and pecans for texture is just mind-blowing. If you follow this right technique of creaming the butter, not over mixing, using cheat ingredients like baking powder and milk, I assure you would get a perfect pound cake every single time you bake. Want to learn another such basic baking recipe? Then consider watching our eggless banana bread recipe next, on which we have hundreds of positive comments. I'll see you there, and until then, this is Sushma signing off. Take care. Bye-bye.